Hi guys, it's Matt from All Star Prizes. Hope you are well. In front of us, we've got the Time ET, the Time Moto Time ET electric motocross bike. So basically, we purchased this bike for our competition website, as you can see it up there, allstarprizes.co.uk. But what we wanted to do, there's not much information floating around on the old Tinterweb at the moment in time about these bikes, and especially not on YouTube. So we just wanted to give a bit of a review. First of all, let me just put it out there, you know, we are not professional YouTubers. We are literally just using our mobile phone to record this, but we just thought any information on this bike is better than none whatsoever. So here we go guys, we're just gonna give you a brief rundown on the bike. Obviously we're not the manufacturers, we can't give you like a huge in-depth review on the bike, but we can give you all the basic specifications. We can tell you information about what it's like to ride and what it's like in person from a quality perspective, and give you our opinion whether or not it's worth buying one of these. If you're in a fortunate position where you can buy one of these, then what we'll do is we'll give you our opinion basically whether or not it's worth actually buying one of these. Right, so I guess what we'll do is we'll get the elephant out of the room first of all and discuss the actual price of the bike, and then we can get into it and discuss whether or not it's actually worth the price tag that it's got. So this particular bike, the Time Moto Time ET, there's only one UK supplier at the moment in time that supplies this bike for £5,000. As a company, we do have a relationship with the actual manufacturing company. Please give us a quick message through to our inbox and we can definitely try and hook you up with that. So if we base it on the price of the only sort of UK supplier at the moment in time, £5,000, is it worth the price tag? In my personal opinion, yes, it is, but depending on what you're going to use it for. So if you are a motocross rider, you go to the track regularly on a weekend, you know, at £5,000, it's very much creeping up to the price tag of a brand new motocross bike, whether 2-stroke, 4-stroke. You know, if you add another £1,000, another £2,000 to that price, you know, you're going to be at the sort of ballpark figure for, you know, a YZ250, a CRF 250, something along those lines, brand new out of the showroom. But different strokes for different folks. This particular bike, would I take it on a motocross track? I'm not sure yet. I'd like to see how it performs, but I think that's not the main core focus of this particular bike. In my personal opinion, I think it's more sort of enduro. It's the sort of thing that you take through the fields, in the woods, and you will have a blast. Let me tell you guys, this thing, it's nimble, it handles great, it's fantastic. You feel confident riding the bike, feels safe, and it feels planted to the floor. But the power, let me tell you guys, the power is just unbelievable. So performance, I guess that's one of the main key focuses of this particular bike. I don't even know how to explain it, guys. It is unbelievable. It is literally like a rocket ship, and that is no exaggeration. I've never experienced or felt anything like it in my entire life when it comes to torque. From the start line, it is just a wheelie machine. It just wants to flip you off it. It is absolutely incredible. You can be going from 0 to 60, 70 mile an hour in a matter of seconds, in literally a matter of seconds. It is an incredible bike. As you already know, it's got a 4-gear transmission, so, you know, riding the bike, changing through the gears, it's just like a standard motocross bike. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up a video of a couple of run passes that we did on this particular bike, and just to give you an idea of what the speed's like. I know it's really hard to judge it from a video, but even from the video itself, it does look really quick. Right, so what we'll do now is we'll talk about some of the key features of the bike. So first of all, what we'll do is we'll start with the fob itself. So the bike comes with 2 fobs. You've got an unlock button, a lock button, a remote start, and also an alarm system, which you're able to set. So that's really handy. Make sure you don't lose that. If you lose that, you're unable to start the bike. Same as what it would be if it was a normal road bike, if it was a car. The same principle, to make sure that you don't lose it. So talking about the bike itself, so the bike comes in 3 colour choices, I believe. So we opted for the green and the blue combination. We thought that looked absolutely fantastic. As you can see there, it's got a full 4-gear transmission. Nice gearbox, which is very rare to see on an electric bike. If we compare it to a Sur-Ron is obviously fully automatic. This has 4 gears. So unlike a conventional motocross bike with 1 gear down and 5 up, this particular one, the neutral, you hit the gears all the way down until you get into neutral, and then it's 4 up. So as you're riding the bike, all the gears are upwards. As you can see, it's got a back brake. The suspension spring, it's a bit of an inconvenient setup for a motocross bike, the way that the spring's positioned. It's more like a downhill racing bike. But let me tell you, from personal experience of actually riding the bike, it handles fantastic. Whether it would stand up to the test of time, taking it over a 50-foot tabletop, I'm not sure yet. We've not experienced it. I can't really talk you through that because we've not had an opportunity to do anything like that. With this particular bike, would I say it's set up for a motocross track? I'm not really sure. I've not got the experience for it, to be honest. We've not taken it out there. But my personal opinion, I think the bike, its key focus is more sort of enduro, through the woods, the fields, enjoying yourself, rather than taking it over a 50-foot tabletop. That's just my personal opinion. Somebody may disagree with that, but that's what I personally think. So talking about some of the other key features on the bike, so if I come over and press the unlock button, we can then start the bike up by hitting the ignition switch 3 times on the fob. And you can see there the bike comes to life. You can also start the engine by hitting the power button twice. Then to turn it back off, all you simply do is press the power button again. You've obviously got the screen above that gives you the current charge of the battery, how much life is left in the bike. So at the moment in time, you can see it's halfway full. Once the bike gets into the red, the bike puts itself in, it's almost what I describe as a limp mode, to allow you to get the bike back nice and safe rather than having to push the bike back. So it's a fantastic idea and it works really well. Above, we've got a separate screen. As you can see there, we've got the speedometer. So that is currently kilometers an hour. You can also see the trip, and if you press this button up here, you can flip that across to show other key information about the bike. Also displays whether you're in neutral, what gear you're in. You've got a full horn and light system. So if I come round, you can see there's a light on there. So I guess the question that will probably be on everybody's mind after this is whether it's worth the price tag of £5,000. In my opinion, the way that I measure whether something is worth the value placed on the bike is through how it makes me feel leading up to riding it, and coming off it. And I think that's the same for any off-road vehicle. If you look forward to getting out on this bike on a regular basis, if you come off the bike with a smile from ear to ear, it's worth every single penny. Would I recommend it over a traditional motocross bike, whether it being a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke? I think they have very different uses. For a 4-stroke or a 2-stroke bike, motocross tracks all day long. Would I take this one on a motocross track? I'm not entirely sure. I would like to at least once to give it a go and see what it's like. Would it stand up to the test of time, especially with the way that suspension's set up? I'm not entirely sure, but I would love to give it a go. My personal opinion is I think the bike is more set up for trail riding, sort of enduro style, especially with the way that particular spring setup on the back is. But that's not saying I wouldn't take it to a motocross track. I'd love to take it out there, give it a try, see what it's about. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that's what the bike is set up to do. You know, with the price tag of £5,000 for this particular bike, you're almost in the sort of territory of buying a brand new 2-stroke or 4-stroke bike. You know, if you add another £2,000, you know, we're looking at a YZ250, brand spanking new straight out of the showroom floor, or a CRF 250. You know, we're moving up into that sort of territory. But if you're in a position to be able to purchase a bike like this, go and do it. That's my personal opinion. Go and do it. It is a fantastic bit of kit.